Welcome to TradeTheNBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 24th of January. No surprise, we talked about this, that a move towards that 4,008 would likely get us to the 24. Obviously, we moved beyond the 4,024 to the 33 level. And consistent magenta over yellow. We didn't really see any activity from white NBI, so it was doubtful that we were going to get much of a follow through to the negative side. And that significant dip of orange DOC proved exactly to be what we were looking at from a turnaround standpoint. You got green rising over, strong steel move, everything pointing up. So long-term, mid-term, and short-term buyers all activating into the setup and clicking once we got above that previous resistance zone, and looks like that will probably continue. Strong shakeout as well. And you can see from the sell-off, the dip of the extreme, only to the green, no dip below the red. So wasn't going to be any follow through within that setup. Even stronger move from the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ was definitely leading the setup all the way up to 12,400 before you get to the much earlier algo level from way back. But interesting that the NASDAQ showing positive extremes on this setup, which is quite dramatic, actually. TLT treasuries giving back a little bit. You had that huge buy-in and a little bit of a fade. That's still excessive given the reality of what the Fed is doing and where rates are. So the fact that we're getting any kind of pullback should not be a shock, but we've traded so counter to what the reality is. This is no different than this move that took place in November through into December. Was crazy. We're still in crazy town with where treasuries are at this particular stage, and that oil still above 80. Again, it's an interesting one because you hear about so many of the different layoffs and things like that, but yet still strong demand from oil. And obviously, they're saying supply isn't the issue. So if that's the case, then it's about usage and availability. So that's one of those that gets muddied as far as projection, but uh, the idea of deficits and devaluation of dollar, and the fact that oil may be traded in currencies other than dollar, we're definitely seeing that in the gold rise, and it's been significant. We knew that this was going to happen from way back. Started in November, but kind of traded sideways for a long while. But the expectation always was is that it was going to continue to move higher, and it is. Euro, obviously, also, again, like I said, once the Fed backstop them, we expect the euro to return back. And they're going to look to get it back into that, 111, 114 range at a minimum. We'll see if it's able to do more than that. I don't think it would. And of course, Bitcoin, I called that 22.8 plus number as the next push from that buy configuration, and here we are. Actually exceeded it just fractionally, but again, all positive extremes, but I wouldn't expect that to hit any kind of reaction at this particular stage. We're likely to see at best would be any move back down to the 76, and that's continuing to rise pretty quickly at this particular stage. And again, that's just a recognition that the view is that the market isn't going to produce the same kind of returns, at least from a stability standpoint. Gives you outside space. Same thing with ETH, as far as same with gold and that aspect of it. Your ability to be outside of currency disruptions, and of course, this is what I've got for my 50K and 5K again. Lovely TradeStation update. Just not effective in this particular case on my system. So, FYI, I am heading out on a road trip for a few days, so I will be taking some relaxation spa time. So I will be out till the end of the week. So there won't be any video reports because I will not be in a location where I can do them. As always, though, I will continue to update you if there is anything relevant. I will pay attention to what's happening, but I think it's pretty clear that we're in a glide pattern at this particular stage. Everything seems fairly strong. And if there's any alteration of that, it'll show up in the readings. As always, trade well, though, and take care. Until later.